Picture this, David is going through a messy divorce. His wife's lawyer is claiming he can't afford the settlement she's asking for. He's been playing poor for months, crying about his financial struggles in court. Then, on a sunny Tuesday morning, he posts a single photo on Instagram. A picture of himself on a luxury yacht in the Bahamas with a caption, "Just closed the biggest deal of my career." Life is good. That one post cost him over $50,000 in his divorce settlement. My name is Grant, and today I'm going to show you the 5 devastating mistakes that are bankrupting people during divorce, mistakes that could cost you your house, your retirement, and your financial future. And if you think David's story is bad, wait until you hear about mistake number 4. It's so common that 8 out of 10 divorced people make it, and it can destroy your finances for decades. Look, divorce is already one of the most expensive things that can happen to you. The average divorce costs over $15,000, and that's before you factor in splitting assets, alimony, and all the financial chaos that follows. But here's what nobody tells you. Most of that financial damage is completely preventable if you know what mistakes to avoid. I've studied hundreds of divorce cases, talked to financial planners who specialize in divorce, and I've seen the same 5 mistakes destroy people's financial lives over and over again. The good news? Once you know what they are, you can protect yourself. So let's dive in. Mistake number 1 is exactly what happened to David, turning your social media into evidence against yourself. And this goes way beyond just bragging about money. Sarah thought she was being smart during her divorce. She wanted to show her ex-husband that she was moving on and living her best life. So she started posting pictures of her new apartment, her girls' nights out, her weekend trips. She thought she was just sharing her happiness with friends. What she didn't realize is that her husband's lawyer was screenshotting every single post. When it came time to negotiate alimony, guess what happened? The lawyer pulled up months of posts showing Sarah dining at expensive restaurants, wearing new clothes, and taking vacations. They argued that if she could afford all of this, she clearly didn't need spousal support. Sarah lost $30,000 a year in alimony because of her Instagram posts. Here's the rule. During a divorce, your social media is a weapon that can be used against you. Don't post about money, don't post about purchases, don't post about your social life, and definitely don't post anything negative about your ex. The smartest thing you can do is go completely silent on social media until your divorce is final. Mistake number 2 is not securing all your financial documents before your spouse knows what's coming. This one is huge, and most people don't realize how critical it is until it's too late. Jennifer learned this the hard way. She decided to file for divorce but wanted to be nice about it. She didn't want to sneak around or do anything that felt dishonest. So she told her husband she wanted a divorce, and they agreed to work things out amicably. 2 days later, she went to gather financial documents for her lawyer. The safe was empty. Bank statements, tax returns, investment account information, property deeds, all gone. Her husband had spent those 2 days cleaning out every important financial document from their home. Jennifer spent the next 6 months and thousands of dollars in legal fees trying to reconstruct their financial picture. Some documents she never recovered, which cost her significantly in the final settlement. Here's what you need to secure before you file. Bank statements for all accounts going back at least 3 years, tax returns, social security statements showing your spouse's earnings history, investment account statements, property deeds, insurance policies, and documentation of any major purchases or home improvements. Make copies of everything and store them somewhere your spouse can't access. This isn't about being sneaky, it's about protecting yourself. Because once your spouse knows divorce is coming, those documents might disappear. Mistake number 3 is ignoring the tax consequences of your settlement, and this one can cost you tens of thousands of dollars down the road. Mark thought he was getting a great deal. His divorce settlement gave him the family home worth $400,000, while his ex-wife got $400,000 in retirement accounts. On paper, it looked equal. 5 years later, Mark discovered the truth. When his ex-wife retired and started withdrawing from those retirement accounts, she paid taxes on the money, but it was money she could actually spend. When Mark decided to sell the house, he got hit with a massive capital gains tax bill because the house had appreciated significantly since they bought it. What looked like a $400,000 asset suddenly became worth much less after taxes. Here's the problem. Not all assets are created equal when it comes to taxes. A Roth IRA worth $100,000 is actually worth more than a traditional IRA worth $100,000 because you won't pay taxes when you withdraw from Roth. A house that's appreciated significantly might trigger huge capital gains taxes when you sell it. Stock investments that have grown a lot in value could create big tax bills. You need to think about the after-tax value of everything you're getting in your settlement. Sometimes it's worth taking less in assets that are tax-free rather than more in assets that will be heavily taxed. Mistake number 4 is the big one, and it's probably happening to someone you know right now. It's leaving joint accounts and credit cards open after separation. Lisa thought she was covered. Her divorce agreement clearly stated that her ex-husband was responsible for paying off their joint credit card. The judge signed off on it. It was legally binding, and Lisa moved on with her life. 2 years later, she tried to buy a car and was rejected for financing. Her credit score had plummeted. Her ex-husband had stopped paying the joint credit card months earlier. Even though the divorce decree said he was responsible, the credit card company didn't care about the divorce agreement. As far as they were concerned, both Lisa and her ex were equally responsible for the debt. Her credit was destroyed, and she had to pay off the debt herself to fix her credit score. Here's what most people don't understand. Creditors are not bound by your divorce agreement. If both names are on an account, both people are responsible in the eyes of the creditor, regardless of what the divorce judge decided. The solution is simple, but requires action. Before your divorce is final, close all joint accounts, remove authorized users from credit cards, and transfer any remaining debt to accounts in the name of whoever is responsible for paying it. Don't assume your ex will do the right thing, and don't assume the divorce agreement will protect you. And mistake number 5, this is the one that keeps financial planners up at night, assuming that an expensive court battle is worth it. Michael was furious. His wife wanted half of everything, including his business that he'd built from scratch. He was determined to fight it, no matter what it cost. His lawyer warned him that a court battle could get expensive, but Michael didn't care. He wanted justice. 18 months and $75,000 in legal fees later, Michael got his day in court. The judge awarded his wife exactly what she had originally asked for in mediation. Michael could have settled for the same amount on day one, but instead he spent more on legal fees than most people make in a year. Here's the reality. Judges don't care about your emotions. They don't care who is right or wrong in the marriage. They follow formulas and precedents, and in most cases, the final result is pretty predictable. That means all those months of fighting often lead to the same outcome you could have gotten through mediation or negotiation. Mediation typically costs a fraction of what a court battle costs. Collaborative divorce, where both sides work together to reach an agreement, can save you even more. Unless there are serious issues like hidden assets or abuse, fighting in court is usually just an expensive way to reach the same conclusion. Look, I know divorce is emotional. I know it feels unfair, and I know you want to fight for what's yours. But remember, every dollar you spend on legal fees is a dollar that's not going to you or your kids. Sometimes the smartest financial decision is to settle and move on. Here's the bottom line. Divorce is going to be expensive and emotionally draining no matter what. But these 5 mistakes can turn an already difficult situation into a complete financial disaster. Don't let a social media post cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Don't let missing documents put you at a disadvantage. Don't ignore tax consequences that could haunt you for years. Don't leave joint accounts open to destroy your credit. And don't spend more on legal fees than you're actually fighting over. If you're going through a divorce or think you might be heading that direction, protect yourself. Knowledge is power, and now you know what mistakes to avoid. If this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more financial advice that could save you thousands of dollars. And if you know someone who's going through a divorce, share this video with them. It could be the most valuable 8 minutes of their day. I'll see you in the next video. Stay smart, stay protected.